And we're here just chilling, like a villain. Not much happening. That's what I say. Boom. So everybody having a good weekend so far? It's not any special. Oh, what about bloody time there, JP's? What? I never said I'd stream today. Here because I wanted to. Like, I don't stream the day before a Sunday night stream, so I can just chill and relax and do this and that. Oh, JP doesn't care if I was or wasn't. Oh, I'm going to. Well, I am going to because I'm already here. So I don't know how long because I did title this a short Sunday stream. So it could last an hour, it could last 2 hours, or it could last 10 minutes. That's how this one could roll. So who knows how long? And why am I getting who to follow on Twitter and it gave me Walt Disney World? Fuck that. I'm not following Walt Disney World. Hello, Professor Brainy Specs. Oh yeah, Sunday I do Sunday night streams with Chris. So I need a whole new body. That's what I need. I need a whole goddamn new body. I get to go see a new specialist. Yay! Except, okay, well I'm off. My head's not working right. I get to see a whole new specialist, folks, but the soonest they can get me in is April 26th. April 26th is the soonest that they can get me in. Isn't that special? You know, usually, like my when I got the new cardiologist, I only had to wait a week for that one. And then I've already been informed that when I see the specialist, they're probably going to recommend surgery anyway. So there's that. Well, it's also the fact, Professor, that the specialist that I'm going to see only comes up here once a month, and they were already filled up for this month. And that's why I have to wait the extra month. So yeah, that'll be fun. I can't wait until they drill little holes into my wrist. There goes date night. Son of a bitch. And Richie Poole is here. Hello, Richie. I just love how carpal tunnel has hit both of my hands and wrists, whatever, at the same time. Just love that. Hello, Gasca. Oh, didn't really have anything to talk about. Well, it was explained to me that that's how they go in to fix carpal tunnel, Richie. They go in there and they snip away things that are putting the pressure on, and it's supposed to relieve the pressure and stop all the tingles and bullshit like that. At least that's how it was explained to me yesterday. Of course, he wants me to wear these damn wrist splints for at night when I go to sleep, but that's gonna have to wait. Gotta wait till I get back to work because them damn things are expensive now. $20 a piece, and you can't just buy one and switch them back and forth because they're made specifically for right and left hands. So I'll eventually get used to this tingling all the time. At least it lets me know that I'm alive. I'm alive! I'm alive! What's up, Dan? Oh, and I also called about the truck since my boss is going to help me. He's going to pay for the truck, and then I have to work all summer to pay him back for it, which is going to hurt everything too. But got to do what you got to do. But I called them, and the soonest they can get it in is the 14th. So got to wait till the 14th before I can take that in. So another 10 days, and I can take the truck in. Of course, he can't guarantee how fast it'll get fixed because they're overloaded too. But he said I can get it in on the 14th, and they can start the preliminary ordering parts and whatever, blah blah blah, and they'll check through it and make. So there's that. Yep, I gotta take it in on Pi Day, 9 a.m. Pi Day. Not even a good pie that I can eat. Just that 3.14 blah 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 to infinity. Maybe I'll get pie for Pi Day and just eat pie. Well, I do know they should be able to get the seals and stuff for it. The part that's going to be the really bad part is bolts are so the truck's old and the bolts are pretty much rusted, so they have to drill out all those, retap all the holes, and put new ones in. And of course, the Ford garage. Uh, the Ford garage, they don't have anybody there that can do that. So they got to bring an outside guy in to do that part of it, and that's why it costs even more. And short stream, I just didn't want to commit to a long stream today, Dan. If it goes long, it goes long, but I didn't want to commit to it because if I had nothing else to talk about, I could just say goodnight and leave. That's why. Didn't want to commit. I'm non-committal today. Don't want to commit. I see somebody did some stupid best sci-fi TV series of all time poll, and they put The Mandalorian as number 3. I do not agree with this list. I'm gonna share it. This thing is dumb as hell. This listing is dumb as hell because they put Firefly for number 1, The Expanse for number 2, Mandalorian 3, Stargate SG-1 4, and they rank The Next Generation higher than the original series. And they got Stranger Things on it. And Battlestar Galactica. They don't even say if it's the original one or the remake. They put that as 7. X-Files. Come on now. This is not the best sci-fi here. No, do not think so. And we have Darren Wagner. Morning, Darren.
Morning. Good morning, Deej. Are you taking a break from putting dirty things on my Facebook feed?
Yes, I am. Hey, I had to come up with something, so I figured making them out of children instead of just children's work was gross.
Did you get hit? Did you get hit with the snowstorm?
No, hell no, that all missed.
Yeah, it missed me too.
I didn't even get the rain or anything else. That stayed just south of me and moved right on up northeast, completely missing.
Gotcha. Yeah. It hit some people pretty hard. South of the Chicago area, I think.
Well, just east of there too, because Katie is now living over there east of that area. She got quite a bit of snow.
Gotcha. So what's your topic today?
Not much. I'm just complaining as usual.
Oh, what you complaining about today?
Well, I can actually get the truck in to get worked on, but not till the 14th.
Oh, yeah.
And then I went to the doctor. And all this tingling and shit, apparently it's carpal tunnel in both hands.
Oh, yeah. I had a bout with that about 10 years ago. And I had to change my desk, basically leveling out the mouse to my armrest was what fixed it.
I'm supposed to go see a specialist, but the specialist can't see me until April 26th.
Yeah, what is this, Canada? I mean,
I know. Really?
And
I mean, the new cardiologist only took a week to see him.
Yeah. It reminds me of trying to get tires during the pandemic. It was hard because, every auto place was waiting on another shipment. And, that was a time when I had a flat tire in my garage, in my parking garage, and I couldn't drive my car anywhere. I had to get it, well, anyway, it was just really hard to get that problem fixed at that time. So yeah, it just kind of reminded me of that. You'd think maybe they would have be back in stock now or something. I don't know. Or maybe there's just fewer mechanics now since that time where they're all swamped.
I don't know. I think they're purposely doing it so they can jack prices.
Well, it's possible. I mean, we I know about the stereotype of the sleazy mechanic that charges women more and stuff. But yeah, now stream's ruined.
I know it. He woke up.
Yeah, he's been up for a while.
Been up. I'm waiting for you to stream.
I never said I would stream for sure today or not.
It doesn't matter what you did. It doesn't matter what you said. God dang it, Deej. Good morning, everyone. Hello,
Oh,
BK,
And no,
JP's.
Darren hasn't made
Richie.
me mad enough yet to send him the picture Yvette traumatized me with yet.
what
now?
picture?
Oh, she sent me this damn picture that she received from somebody on Facebook of this naked old woman whose body parts looks like the freaking Howland Tunnel that you could have drove something in.
No
lovely.
thanks. I'll pass on that. You can
I'm good.
keep that.
File.
You can keep
Morning,
that
File.
image there, Deej.
I grossed out Dan and them with it yesterday though, because
Well, that's okay then.
they thought I deserved whatever I got, so I figured I'd share it with them.
Okay.
And no, he don't want pancakes either.
No. Did you understand his sign language just now? I didn't.
No, I have no
Tell
idea.
him File to click the link. Click.
Oh. Okay, he can talk. He was just being goofy. All right.
He was being nice and not actually talking over somebody for a change. I'm gonna get flipped off for that one.
No, you're good.
Oh.
You get one free one.
Okay, I used up my free one for the day.
The next one is his foot.
Yeah, the next one will be his foot. Now he's not flashing gang signs.
Yeah. I'm actually thinking about whether I want to eat breakfast this morning or not. I normally don't on a Saturday, but you know.
Night at the Roxbury, baby.
I was wondering what the hell you were doing. Thought maybe you were going Fetterman on us and having a stroke. Then we're gonna have to lock you up in an insane asylum, brain damage, and just send out co-sponsored bills under your name when you're not even doing anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
File 13 has the kids right now, so we're the background for the crying.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, you want us as background though, File with the kids, because we're not really kid friendly.
So, as I recall, you were talking about some list somewhere of the greatest science fiction shows of all time, and you didn't approve of the list at all.
All right, I'll show this list again because somebody put this up on Twitter. Somebody did a damn poll, and it is, I cannot agree with it.
Okay.
They have Firefly as number 1. They have The Expanse as number 2, and they have The Mandalorian as 3.
Okay, well, Firefly was considered a failure since it didn't finish a full season. It only had like 12 or 13 episodes. I can't remember which. So I wouldn't definitely put it as number 1. I would definitely maybe have it on my personal top 10 list. But and then they put Star Trek: The Original Series all the way down at number 10. Above, with Orville above it. And as much as I liked most of what I saw in Orville, I wouldn't put it above the original series or TNG.
I definitely wouldn't put Stranger Things above the original series.
It's funny because there's a lot of science fiction shows that dominated a particular decade, right? And the X-Files didn't exactly dominate the 90s. It was part of the science fiction landscape, including, obviously TNG, Voyager, and Deep Space Nine were there as well. So I don't know if I would, definitely put that higher than the original series. Battlestar Galactica is one of those shows that I've sorely not watched. I remember seeing the original series, but and Stranger Things, that's more of a period piece to me. That's not exactly. Its strength isn't science fiction. It's the fact that, hey, it's the 80s. Look, they're playing Dungeons and Dragons. So yeah.
I would have booted Stranger Things and at least put Fringe on there. Because Fringe was a decent sci-fi show.
Yeah, I would have put The $6 Million Man somewhere on that because that franchise dominated the 70s on television. It was, it was a franchise because it had Bionic Woman in it as well. I don't know if I'd put Bionic Woman on it, but $6 Million Man I would definitely have on that somewhere.
Well, this Watchworthy, whatever it is probably so young they have no clue about the Bionic Man. Anyway.
Yeah. I mean, these are streaming. I mean, the fact that he's got Hulu next to Firefly means he's streaming it, and it's they're putting where you can stream all these shows, and that's probably how they're watching them. But yeah, Firefly I thought was good, but it could have gone on to multiple seasons had Fox. Fox, and it was notorious back then for mishandling science fiction properties, including Star Wars. So yeah, I don't know. I definitely wouldn't have put it at number one. It was good, but I wouldn't put it at number one.
I definitely wouldn't have put the Next Generation over the original either. And
The Mandalorian is very good too, but I wouldn't have put it above TNG or there's a thing that I call legacy points, where a granddaddy like Star Trek, and Doctor Who isn't anywhere on here as well, which is interesting because that's got to make somebody's list top 10.
Probably this person never watched Doctor Who because of the streaming service list here. I don't think they watched BBC America.
Yeah, definitely.
Because honestly, what the hell's on BBC America anyway?
I don't know.
It's mostly Star Trek: The Next Generation. During the daytimes, they alternate between TOS, Next Generation, Voyager. During the week.
Is it an actual network that plays live, or?
Well, it's BBC America usually comes with your typical cable packages and shit. It's just the American version of the BBC. They play a lot of the BBC shows at night, but then during the day they fill it in with like Star Trek and shit.
Interesting. Okay.
Anyway, get rid of that damn list.
Yeah.
Yes, Doctor Who is going on HBO Max.
See, I never, when I do a list like that, and I have done lists from time to time, and I might even do a video list here soon. I never put the best. I always put my favorite, because for me, it's what I think is objectively the best, and what my favorite is are two different things often. So, so for example, my favorite episode of the original series, Star Trek: The Original Series, is Operation Annihilate. It is not the best episode of the series, but it's my favorite, So, and that may sound weird. It's like, why wouldn't your favorite be the best? And I draw a distinction there. But, yeah.
Good morning, 47 Yorktown. Good morning, Cap. Dan says Sling Orange has BBC America on it. I think Hulu has access to BBC America too, if I remember rightly or not. I can't quite remember.
There's this other thing called BritBox that I've heard about.
Yeah, BritBox plays a lot of the old classic Doctor Who.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard about that, and I've heard about a show called Supernatural a lot lately within the last 2 years.
Yeah. And what's that other one? Blake 7. Mm-hmm.
Supernatural just makes me think of tennis balls, though.
Uh-oh.
There's the fingers.
Here it comes.
I'm waiting for the video to play.
I'm not going to play it yet. A little warning. I'm still waiting for my new video.
Oh, that's right. You said you sent me a video. Where was that? Where was that again?
DM on Twitter.
On Twits? On
a
Twits.
Week ago?
A week ago. There you are. Fat drunk pig falls down the hill. Oh yeah, this was the. Oh God, that's right. The reason why I remember now. It's all coming back to me now. The reason why I messaged you about this video is because you are one sick bastard, dude. This video is so wrong.
There's nothing wrong with this
what
video.
Poor drunk pig gets kicked down a hill.
He didn't get kicked down the hill.
Nudged with a foot.
No,
down a
it
hill.
was the guy's hand reached down to touch the pig, and the pig started rolling.
Huh.
It ate too much corn. It ate too much fermented corn, and it blew up.
Oof. Why would they ferment the corn and then feed it to a pig?
Well, they probably were making. If you listen to the guy that's talking to the pig, I think they're hillbillies.
Well, that doesn't explain it, though. Why in their
I think they were trying to make some mash to make some shine.
Huh.
The pigs got into it.
Gotcha.
Just my guess. I can't 100% say that that's exactly what was going on, but that would be my guess.
Huh.
And, you know, when you hear a farmer going, shit the bed almighty when the pig's rolling.
Oh, man.
Hello, 54. I just need that video for Jackbox Game Nights in case Piper's around, because she bust up laughing for that.
Well, Piper's destroying her face, apparently. She's biting her lip a lot.
I know.
That's not...
She's got like this nervous thing going on right now where she's biting the hell out of herself.
Oh, man. You'd think the piercings would have taken care of that itch. What do I know?
I think it's just nerves, because after having the certain surgery on lady parts and being confined, she's going nuts.
Oh, yeah.
Me, personally, I wouldn't give a shit if I was confined to a bed for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, it wouldn't change your lifestyle one bit, would it?
Well, it would. I'd move from the computer to the bed and just watch TV. I might grab.
Sorry, I had to step away if you were talking to me.
I might grab the controller and play some video games for a while too if I was confined to the bed.
Okay, so lovely morning. Da, da,
foggy your shit out. Cold and foggy. Not a lovely morning.
Oh, it's a good morning, dude. I feel good.
Why, did you go visit the little old lady next door?
No.
He mukbanged last night.
I mukbanged last night. I did, in the underground. It's just this month with the new clients finally starting to pay off. So, good news there.
When I told you I left the underground yesterday, I was going to go take a nap. I slept for 6 hours, got up for 2 hours, and fell back asleep.
Oh, man.
Lovely.
Of course, while I was awake for that 2 hours, I did finally catch up on the new episode of Night Court.
Oh, crap, I forgot.
People are watching that, huh?
I don't mind this Night Court. It's not that bad.
It's not bad at all.
Yeah, I mean, I was such a fan of Anderson, the old judge.
We found out a lot more this week about what went on with Harry afterwards. But
is that guy still alive?
No, he died
years ago. Yeah.
But
really?
We got to find out who the woman was he married. Shit like that in this latest episode.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He married somebody that he sent to prison.
Yeah.
Wow.
Is he dead in the show?
Oh, yeah, he's dead in the show, too.
Okay.
They're not going to have him alive in the show because they can't bring him in.
Yeah, they could. We had Luke Skywalker, for God's sakes. We can have him.
Yeah, but that actor isn't dead.
That version of that actor is. Young Luke Skywalker is long gone, my friend.
They still had the actual actor to use for voice and
yes,
such.
but do I really have to explain that nobody out there looks similar to the original actor? Really?
But
They're
that's
not
the
gonna-
whole point, was they were not going to bring back the character if the actor can't come back. And then your example was Luke Skywalker, in which the actor is still alive.
It doesn't, like I said, just because you look like there's a difference between. Come on now, am I talking to children right now? Really? Are you that?
I'm
you?
wondering if
Are you
you're
that
the child.
simpleton? Huh,
I'm
simpleton?
wondering if you're the child
You
right
can't
now.
think outside the box. There's people who
And-
look like
and-
the actor. They do it all the
Right.
time, for God's
But
sake.
that wasn't what we were talking about, though. We weren't talking about people that look like the actor. We were talking about the actor.
No,
being
what
alive.
you were talking about. It's about what I'm talking about. This is
We
the
talking about
LDG
that-
show.
Were we talking about that?
Hey, LDG, stop picking fights just to pick fights.
Because he's opening his mouth. He
And-
makes
and
it
hello,
easy
Bird.
sometimes.
Hello world, it's Birdo Prey 5.
Oh, some sanity. Thank you.
Here we go.
And-
Bird
and
will get
now
my
I
side.
And now if LDG shuts up for a minute, I can answer
Oh, got
Mr.
him.
Lundell's question.
Oh. Okay.
John Larroquette's character is no longer a hound for women. He actually got married at one point between shows, and then his wife passed away. So he's more of a quiet, reserved sage type now that tries to pass along his wisdom, though he's still Dan and still kind of arrogant and all that. But he is now the defender, not the prosecutor, which is
What about the
Any
bald
comment?
white guy? I don't remember. I didn't watch Night Court like
Bull?
that, but I remember there being a bald, like a white guy that was like bald, and he
He's
wasn't
bailiff.
exactly smart.
Bailiff.
The
He's the
bailiff,
bailiff.
and-
Yeah, yeah.
and
Was that the
apparently
bailiff?
Richard Mall wants nothing to do with this show.
That's who it is, Richard Mall.
Yes, Richard
Yeah.
Mall, and apparently he wants nothing to do with coming back and reprising that character.
What do you mean?
Good for him.
Seems like nothing. Like, was this confirmed?
Hey,
Did he say something?
Because he's made statements saying he don't want to come back and play Bull.
Oh, really? That sucks, man. I barely watched the show, and I remember that character.
Yeah, but
You
you don't remember him as
remembered
the
him.
fondest
You remembered him so much, all you knew was if he's a bald white guy.
bald, dumb white guy.
Bald dumb white guy. That's the perfect. It's the perfect
Yeah,
character
maybe
right there.
not,
Yeah, those bald, dumb white guys got to stick together. You know, they got to know each other.
I mean, especially with today's atmosphere, you'd figure bald dumb white guy is actually a good thing.
not in
Where
today's day.
never
and
was
age.
a good guy, a good thing.
What show today puts the white man in a
Oh,
positive role?
Jesus Christ.
Which way did he go, George?
How
Which
can
way
I
did he go?
subscribe to your newsletter there, Adolf?
That was a dog, not a
Adolf.
not
What?
Where did he go? That was
That-
a dog.
That's a bit much, Bird. But thanks.
Just,
Appreciate the comparison there.
not every day you get compared to a famous world leader. You should take the win.
Famous world leader. Was that what you're calling him?
Well,
It's-
wait a minute.
it's-
Wait a minute. LDG, was he or was he not a world leader at the time?
What was he not? What? I'm sorry.
A world leader at the time.
Yeah, he was. He was a famous world leader. I'll give you that much, Bird. you're leaving out a very important characteristic, but that's okay.
Okay, so he had a mustache and you didn't. You can deal with the difference.
He stole. You know what though? I mean, he stole Charlie Chaplin's mustache, but each their own.
That was a relatively popular look back then.
It was.
It was. Charlie Chaplin had it first.
And then after
Well, he had it before Hitler did, perhaps, but I don't know. I don't know. If he had it first,
He was born 4 days before.
right? But that was a popular mustache back then.
That's fine.
we've got a request from the chat.
Tennis ball, throw it against the wall. Tennis ball, throw it against the wall.
Just pausing real quick. LDG, I apparently assume that you're not at the computer.
I guess he muted it.
You walked
Yeah,
away.
Yeah,
not
I'm not. I was
computer.
muted. God damn it, fucking Deej asshole. No, of course I'm not behind my computer.
Oh, fun getting it. And 54, that drew out 54.5, say 9 to tennis ball.
Looked like a baseball to me, though.
Yeah. Closest balls they got in there.
So what were you guys talking about for 30 minutes before I got here?
This, that, the other. I was ranting about the truck, the doctor's office visit, that stupid list of favorite sci-fi shows that didn't even be on the damn list. This and
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Yeah, that list was pretty. That list looked like it was made by somebody who was born 2 decades ago. Yeah.
Yeah, they put
Alrighty.
TOS clear down at the bottom spot for
Yeah,
best sci-fi
10.
shows of all time.
Star Trek: The Original Series, number 10 on a 10 entry list for greatest sci-fi shows of all time. Yeah.
And they put Firefly as number 1.
Right.
They're clearly crazy.
Yep, they were clearly crazy. They even put Stranger Things on the list.
Yeah, like number 2 or something.
Yeah, Stranger Things was like 5 or 6.
Yeah.
The Expanse was number 2.
That's right. Yeah.
Granted, what I watched of The Expanse, it wasn't a bad show, but
I mean, if I had to name the best 10 sci-fi shows of all time, I guess 5 of them would be Trek.
yeah, only 2 Treks showed up on the list: Next Generation and TOS. They had Battlestar Galactica, but they didn't say whether or not it was
I'm sure they meant the 2004.
Yeah, they probably have no idea. that
They
there
don't
was
even know that
original.
there's a prior one. I would probably put it up there on my list too.
Mr. Londell said that list was made by a 6-year-old. Why'd you even bother with it? Because it was something to rant about. That's why.
Colando. Why did you even give it the time of day?
I gotta have something to rant about.
You see, I was impressed with myself that I could turn the order in which they listed where Star Trek Discovery was airing on Paramount Plus into something to rant about. I didn't expect to rant about it, but as I was reading it, I was like, who chose the order in which these countries appeared? It was ridiculous.
Well, let me
US
guess. They put the U.S. at the bottom.
No, it was the US first, which is fine.
Okay.
Then UK, okay. Then they went to South Korea. Then they went to Germany. Then they went to like Sweden. Then somewhere else, like then they said Latin America, like all of Latin America, apparently, not a country.
Right.
And then they went back to Europe and said Italy, Italy, France. Then they went to Australia,
Mm-hmm.
and then they came back to it for Austria. And I was just like, what? By what logic were they using it? It wasn't alphabetical order. It wasn't
Weird.
market size. It wasn't. I was, and they used it twice. They used that same order twice. I was just at a complete loss of logic.
You want another loss of the brain cells? I'll give you this one, Mr. Lundell. It was the dumbest tweet I've seen from Anson Mount this week. And he put out, "My dearest Discovery family, you have charted the stars far beyond where our imaginations have ever taken us. In so doing, you have accomplished the mission. You have changed many lives, including mine. I love you, Captain Christopher Pike, USS
Well,
Enterprise,
to be
NCC
fair, that was a
171."
very diplomatic thing for him to say. Also, he did get his big break as Pike on that show, so I would expect him to have some fondness for it. But yeah, otherwise, it's all bunk.
But we can sit there and revel in the idea that finally Discovery is ending. Yay.
I kind of
Yes.
wanted last season to be their last episode. I mean, it's just like that studio, now that they're actually getting some praise, to want to push out Discovery instead of continuing on that trajectory of doing halfway decent Star Trek. So yeah, it's like, don't forget about our first baby here, the one you all hate. You know, it's going away too. You know,
They
like
need to
putting the
write-
end of Discovery on the same par as the end of the TNG characters. That's you know, yikes.
Yeah, that's their attempt at, "Oh, we're so special. You got your TNG characters and Discovery. We're special."
Yeah, I would love to see the internal numbers when Discovery's 5th season comes out, and like people aren't watching it, and it's
We'll never see the real numbers. Then they don't give us that.
right. Yeah, but I mean, I'd love to see those numbers. You know what it tells them. You know.
It's easy to tell how it's doing. Just look at how much Discovery merchandise have been sold. Hardly
Oh, yeah.
any of it.
It's
When
a huge.
Eaglemoss-
Yep.
When Eagle Moss had to start giving it away with other orders, you knew
Right.
it wasn't
Right.
doing shit.
Yeah, when they had, because they had the original material XL series, and then they had the Discovery XL series, and within about 3 months they merged the two. So all of a sudden, if you wanted, you know, just Berman era ships, all of a sudden next week you're getting, you know, Discovery XL, and it's like, unsub. You know?
So Terry Metalis apparently blocked me on Twitter at some point.
What'd you do?
I have no idea. I said that earlier Picard episodes kind of sucked. I
That's all it
said
took.
Well, that was
I don't
nice.
know when. I don't know when he blocked me.
Bird.
And if I'm blocked.
Purely emotional response. It kind of sucked. And no construction. Don't say I
No,
would have
I'm
done
not.
this differently or something. You know, nothing like that. Just bird. What the hell?
I'm not blocked. So
And then,
I wasn't
then you-
important enough to see that I've been saying that Picard isn't that good either. I should leave him a tweet saying what? Just because you get criticism, you start blocking people? Snowflake.
Well, he is that age group, isn't? Well, actually, I don't know how old he is. It's kind of weird. I saw an interview with him with the rest of the major cast members of Picard 3, and
He's 47.
yeah, but he acts like a little kid next to these guys, and at one point, Frakes rolled his eyes at him. It was, you know, because of his reaction, you know. Because Frakes was under the assumption that the line "the fat ones don't sell" was a jab at him, because he's got a story that he tells at conventions about action figures, and how he saw a sign at a con that said that if you buy like a Data and a Troy, or 2 Datas or whatever, you get 1 Riker free. And you know, he thought that was a you know, a reference to that story he tells, but it apparently wasn't. And yeah. It was an IGN interview. You can find it on YouTube. What is that noise?
I'm typing to Terry Metalis right now to get blocked.
No, it sounded like why do you want to get blocked by Terry Metalis?
Oh, everybody else is. Why not?
Well, not everybody else is. I mean, other people aren't. The Popcast guys aren't, obviously.
Well, that's because they're sucking up to him.
What-
I'm
what-
not sucking up to him because
what's-
Picard season 3 is not that good.
Okay, well, I mean, I think it's been pretty entertaining so far.
I don't want you to get blocked, Deej. But it's your choice.
You shouldn't be seeking to be blocked. That's dumb.
Nobody ever blocks me. I gotta do something.
The only person I've ever been proud of being blocked by was Heather Antos.
I have no idea who that is.
Yeah.
Former Marvel editor who is responsible for a lot of the shit that's been published by that company in the last few years. She's the famous one that took the milkshake photo. I don't know if you've heard about the milkshake incident at all, but that was about
Is
her.
that something to do with Gamergate?
It was adjacent to Gamergate. Yeah.
Then no, I haven't heard that.
Okay.
Why get blocked by these clowns anyway? Just stop following them.
I'm not following him. I
I'm
was
not-
never following him.
I'm not following them either. I'm just being a troll.
The only reason I know I'm blocked because somebody tweeted at me to a post of Terry's, and then I click on it, and Twitter's like, "Yeah, you can't see this."
Oh, okay. So, see, he's got his little millions out, and anybody that says negative things about his show, they're immediately cut off.
Apparently,
So that tells you right there, this is not a good trick. They can't take criticism.
Yeah, the show itself has nothing to do with it, right? You guys.
No, I mean, okay, where am I wrong, Darren? What am I missing?
Well, I mean, you can tell it's good or bad trick by watching the show, or your desire to watch the show in some cases.
I've watched it, so what am I missing?
Just because it's better than Discovery doesn't make it a good show.
Like I think it's pretty good. I mean, it still has to deal with the same production value as the other shows. But the interesting thing that they said last night on Salty's cast was that Picard season 3 is actually less expensive than the other seasons of Star Trek so far because they're relying on drama more so than slapdash stuff, and that's
it's not
kinda-
because it's because they had no money.
Yeah.
all that too. But when you don't have any money and you can't show all the explosions, then you have to rely on the drama. And the drama was always what, in my opinion, what Star Trek made it special. It wasn't a science fiction action adventure. It was a military drama.
I
in
get that,
space.
but I really don't see. I mean, okay, we had one good drama conversation between Picard and Beverly on her decision to not tell him about having a son.
I think we've had quite a few. I mean, I like that dinner scene with Shaw. I've watched that scene several times. That was an example of drama. That was, I mean, it isn't just two people confronting each other and crying at each other. It's all it encompasses a lot of different interactions.
That doesn't make a whole lot of sense why Shaw would have felt like he did. I mean, that was Shaw just being a dick. Maybe we'll learn as the reason why that happened. Maybe we'll learn more. But, up at this point in season 3, we still don't have any reason Shaw would have been acting like that except for the plot, just to be a dick.
We know from a piece of dialogue from Vedek that apparently he's had some problems with his psych evaluation. So,
which is like, why is somebody with a psych evaluation problem allowed to command the starship?
Right, which I think is part of the larger story. We're talking about, changes made to, the show and such. So, I mean, again, there's things we know from people who have seen it all the way through.
So are they going to pull out the void comp for him?
What's that?
They're going to pull out the void comp test for him. That's the only thing missing from this episode of Blade Runner so far.
Gotcha.
This is just a rehash of the Wrath of Khan.
I don't see it.
No,
I don't see it
not.
at all.
No,
I don't see it at all. There's that's
It's more like Khan and a whole bunch of them putting together. Insurrection, freaking not Insurrection. I'm sorry, Nemesis. I mean, I'm seeing multiple things here.
You're telling me you don't see the correlation with Khan, but they're hiding out in nebulas, doing fight scenes there.
That's all.
They're
That's all incidental. That's all
they're
cosmetic.
They're doing the whole thing with Picard and his son, just like Kirk and his.
No, that was a
son.
totally different thing.
No, it's not.
Oh yeah,
Just a
it is. 'Cause
rehash of it.
Kirk knew he had a son. He just never seen him before. And this is what they're dealing with on the show. This show is Picard finding out for the first time that he's got a son, which is a very different thing.
But both of them,
That's pretty damn similar.
Both of them, the sons knew who their fathers were and wanted nothing to do with them.
25% different.
In Star Trek.
No, it's more like
Exactly.
23.7. It's not full 25% different. You know what you just described.
We all know what they're doing.
Yeah. See, and I just, for me,
And
I've seen 2 episodes. I think I'll watch the third one today. I've just seen just one member berry after another.
you should want member berries. I mean,
No,
you should want.
no, I don't need them. Okay,
Yeah, but
give me Picard and his crew and a situation. I don't need to see a Tribble in the background.
Well, that's not what they've been
I don't
doing.
need all of that bullshit. Give me those characters. Give me a situation that they have not encountered before. Okay.
You get that in 3.
No, but then don't give me no damn member berries.
You
The
get that
show
in 3.
shouldn't have to rely on member berries to get people to keep watching it, and
It's-
this one has
it's
been
not.
relying
It's not.
on member berries.
It's not. They're
Yes,
they're
it is.
there.
Okay,
That's not.
throwing a changeling in isn't a member berry.
The TNG crew, with the exception of Worf, have never dealt with changelings before. You wanted something that they hadn't seen before. You said just now. That's it.
But they had to
The-
rely on something from DS9
Yeah.
to try to, instead of
Okay.
coming up with an original
right.
idea.
We've got a character from Voyager on the show in 7 of 9. Why not an element from Deep Space Nine?
Well, I'm sure that's coming. Actually, that was last season.
I mean, the show
that was
seems
last
to be giving
season
you
with
guys
the Borg. Last season with the
The
Borg.
show seems to be giving you guys exactly what you want, but you don't seem to want to recognize that.
No, it's not giving me what I want.
Me either.
It sounds like
All right.
Darren's brainwashed, to be honest, dude. It looks like he. Matter of fact, I think that species is Darren's. It's got Darren. Darren's got a freaking check his neck. Check his neck.
I see the Dominion War as something that was strictly DS9 because that was essentially the front line of that conflict, that space station.
It's
Okay.
it's
Where the
the same thing.
What are you talking?
Was the
I'm
Enterprise
tired of hearing
during
that.
war?
I mean,
Okay,
we got
don't
7
know.
of 9, right? Voyager. We got Worf, DS9. They're already doing that. Okay, I'm not gonna sit here and cry bullshit because they used a changeling, even a poor, pathetic excuse for a changeling that can't seem to get away.
No, I will
But,
cry, I
whatever.
will yell bullshit about that because we know what happened. Okay, and just to pull, well, it's a rogue faction. Just pull that out of your ass like that.
Yeah, that's what they're going to take something and they're going to pervert it. That's why I think that Nebula they're in is just another great link.
I
in
gave you
Nebula
that
form.
idea. I told you that. And
You want credit? Do you want a cookie? Huh?
well,
Here, let me mail you a cookie.
I came into your and I laid the case down for that, and all of a sudden you're out there acting like it's your idea.
No, I'm not.
Jeez. I see right
There
through
is no
you,
such
man.
thing as my idea. You don't own an idea.
I see right
but
through
go
you.
ahead. But go ahead and keep perpetuating that ignorance.
Yeah, don't share any ideas with LDG. You'll steal them.
And Yosef says, how many times have Klingons as enemies? Well, Klingons were a part of the show since the beginning.
Yeah.
Dominion, it was just a, say, half of DS9. It wasn't something that was perpetuated all through any other series.
Mhm. Yeah, we were all looking for a threat from the TNG show, and here they kind of gave us a left hook with that changeling thing. So yeah,
You're just going to be pissed off because they're going to prove my original theory I had with Salty and Life with Matthews, where the changelings can in fact group together into a large entity and do something.
This
they've
show
been
would have
seeing
made
that
more.
forever.
This show would have made more sense if they'd brought in an enemy, kind of like Sela, Denise
Oh, we'll see.
Crosby's character. That
Well,
would have
then you
made
would've-
more sense.
Yeah.
Then you really would have been going after the Wrath of Khan Berry. I mean, again, you know, it's
No,
like
that's-
you guys are upset when they hearken to other stuff. It's like when they don't, you get upset, and when they do, you get upset. It's
See,
phenomenal.
No, see, that's the thing that was left left unresolved because Sela was still alive in TNG and just disappeared after her final appearance there. She wasn't dead. She wasn't nothing. That
Yeah.
would have made more sense than bringing in an enemy from another Star Trek show to be the protagonist.
And actually, with that Sela character, you've got a time hiccup there. She should not exist, period. If you think about what happened, that circumstance, she should not exist.
Who else is pissed that they didn't say Odo's name?
Yeah.
I
They
mean,
have
I
to.
think that
They didn't have
should've.
to. They didn't
Yes,
have
because
to.
Odo stopped the damn war.
They didn't have to. You're defending this. You're defending them
What's up, Keely?
purposely not using his name so they
Oh.
don't have to pay him. Okay, or his family.
He's dead. I mean,
His family would get the-
Paramount owns the name Odo anyway. So in the character likeness, so it doesn't
I don't-
matter.
So you're okay
I
with
don't
them
think
not
his
using
family
Odo?
would
I'm-
get paid.
I'm
I
fine with
think
it.
the writers who created the character would have had to probably get paid. But
Well, there you
At
go.
least-
Whoever.
At least-
they didn't need to say his name. You knew who they were talking about. So it doesn't
And-
matter.
No,
And
you did,
no,
but
wait
not
a minute.
new
Wait a
people
minute.
didn't.
Wait a minute. At least give them credit. So far, we don't know because the series isn't over with. They didn't bring in another actor to play Odo and just play it off. Well, he's a changeling. He can change his appearance. At least they
Yeah,
haven't
well,
done that.
honestly,
son
I was
looks a lot like
considering
him.
they could bring
Yeah.
in a CGI.
Yeah, Remy
Odo.
Bergenois could play Odo convincingly.
Yeah.
he doesn't have
Yeah, he
the
did.
voice, but he can do it.
Yeah, he could. I think he even said he wanted to. He wouldn't mind either.
But so far, I'll give them credit. They haven't done that. So we're only on episode 3. They still got 7 episodes where they can screw that up.
They've got some more theme music from past shows that they can mix in there too, don't they?
Yeah, because they already added a TOS song in the first or the second episode.
And they have to use the theme music from Star Trek, from First Contact.
Well,
this show.
that's fine. That's a piece of their music. I mean, you guys are getting upset because
It's
they're
not
doing the things
their
that they should be
music.
doing.
It's some music. It's not their music.
That's an example of their music. That was a
I
theme that
know,
was written
but-
for that crew.
If you but
Ha-
the
ha-
one
Look, it's don't you
You know,
see,
the one-
Aaron? It's not
I'll
an
say-
original thought in their freaking head.
I'll
That's
say
one,
this.
though.
I'll say this. I'll say this. The same thing that I said to Salty. It's like you're saying, how dare they make this more like the Star Trek that I like the most?
Now, how dare they try and fail miserably?
I'm just saying.
Star Trek I like so much.
I'm just saying,
Oh,
why
man.
did they have to use music from the original series? That
The original
never-
series.
There was the one scene where she shows up with her ship and Titan comes in. It was the TOS, a TOS song.
Which one? Hum it.
Dun 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 dun. That
Okay.
just go back and watch when Titan comes in You will hear it.
Again, I don't see a problem. I
It's
really
all,
don't.
It's all about giving you that member berry erection. So that's what they think we want.
There's more to it than member berries. It'll be.
I just don't think it's that good of a show. Everybody's clamoring as it is because of member berries.
It really is. I have
One of the things
Yeah.
that people are saying they like so much about the show is this new character Shaw. I mean, all the evidence is contrary to what you guys are saying. It's amazing to me.
I
Yeah.
stated right when I first saw Shaw that I thought he was an arrogant ass and I didn't really like the character.
I said he
Right.
was a dick, but I did like him. There's
I
something
called it
about
right off
him
the
I
bat.
enjoy.
Yeah.
I knew he was gonna fold, and he did. He wasn't gonna be that arrogant punk. He folded.
Yeah,
The second he found out he was this kid, he was like, "Okay, I'm on board. Let's do this."
and
Yeah.
you know, he kind of melted as the pressure increased.
Yeah.
We're not used to
Yeah.
captains doing that.
I mean, he got a little flesh wound on the bridge, and he has to leave. I mean,
A little compound fracture and a slashed throat. Yeah, that's a little.
oh yeah, I did enjoy the compound fracture, but he's standing on the leg that has a bone sticking out of it. Yeah, that was
He
fun.
was favoring the other leg.
Yeah, okay.
Ever seen a compound fracture, Darren? You don't stand up. Okay.
Yeah, you don't stand up at all.
You are like crying. You're like, Mama. You didn't. That will turn.
Well, he's a tough son of a bitch then. You know.
No, he's
And-
not.
Oh
and
yeah,
co-
let's just make stuff up now. Let's
and
frog
come on.
DNA that
Tough-
dinosaur.
He was.
Doesn't-
I've seen guys that had compound
Nice frog
fracture.
DNA.
They were standing up, and they were favoring obviously the other leg since they couldn't use the one that got
And come on,
that's what
25th
happened.
century 25th century medical equipment can't see internal bleeding.
Yeah, I'm sorry, dude. I've
Get the
I've
fuck outta here
personally
with that.
I have personally watched a
That-
person
yeah.
break their leg, and they fell to the ground completely screaming.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
and I
that-
sit
it'll
here
happen.
in front of
That
my
can
face with somebody with their leg, with their bone sticking out their fucking leg. No, that shit is painful.
Well, I've
you just
seen
don't
the opposite.
brush that off.
I've seen the opposite. So here we go.
Yeah,
But
were they-
you're
were they-
right.
were they on anything?
You're right. They did make the medical staff of the Titan seem incompetent, and I found that interesting. The way they treated Beverly, the way,
That's
the
to
way
make
that
Dr. Bev look good.
Yeah,
Well, we don't know yet.
The damn
They-
the head doctor of the Titan acted like a damn intern that had no idea what the hell she was doing.
Right.
Mm.
Yeah, I agree. That was sus. I think there might be something more there, but we'll find out.
And I would think that as soon as Riker took over command, he would have let 7 of 9 go.
They were in. They had. Okay, they had this other thing they were dealing with at that point. But maybe that still will happen. I mean, 7 of 9 also kind of needed the freedom to move about the ship to help Jack. So I can see why that was constructed that way. But
Okay, why did Jack go to 7 to begin with?
because she
Why
was
didn't
available.
why did Jack just get on the bridge? I know you said the bridge was
Tried-
guarded,
He tried to
But
get on the bridge
Jack-
and he was told to just turn around.
but
you know.
but Jack left sick bay
Yeah.
to walk to the bridge the long way.
Mhm.
Why didn't he take the turbo lift that went from the bridge to sick bay?
I've assumed that the guard was guarding the turbo lift that goes to the bridge.
The turbo lift, the guard was. So you think there was 2 guards?
No, we only
There's
saw
a
one
guard
guard.
everywhere you get on the turbo lift.
No,
Because there's a
We only saw
turbo
one
lift
guard.
that goes from the bridge to the sick bay.
there's no turbo lift directly off the bridge. You have to go into
There
the
is.
space.
It's in
You have
this
to go to-
episode.
You have to go to the space behind
No,
the bridge. But
no,
hold on, let me get my
no.
sentence out here.
Okay.
You have to go to the you have to go to the hallway between the bridge and that observation lounge behind where you can see from the bridge. It's like off to the side. It's kind of like a hospital elevator. And yeah, I mean, I didn't have a problem with that. In fact, that was the first time we'd seen something like that where somebody tried to get on the bridge and couldn't because there was a guard stopping them.
No, Richie, I don't think Beverly is Odo. She's just too many damn plastic surgery jobs for Gates.
Yeah, yeah. I was surprised she was able to force a performance out of that face. That was, yeah.
At least, though, she doesn't look as bad as Madonna. Let's
Oh.
give her that.
Deej,
No.
can I share a screen?
Go ahead.
I'll be right back.
Section?
Go ahead, Bert.
I'll only play it for like 2 seconds.
He's gonna get you demonetized, Deej. You better be careful.
I'm not even monetized, so it don't matter.
or struck or whatever.
Okay, there's no audio because you don't need it. But
Worf's mustache does bother me.
as soon as Worf disappears, watch where Picard comes.
Look, Worf's mustache, he's turning into Mr.
Out of a
Sissy
turbo
Baby.
lift.
Yep, you're right. You're absolutely right. There's a turbo lift there. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I missed that.
That's a typical layout on all of these ships.
And he just came from sickbay
Gotcha.
because he had just gone down there the 17
Okay.
seconds to see
Okay.
Jack.
And they're at red alert, and there's no guard there. So apparently there's a guard on the other.
Right. So why didn't Jack just take this sick? He left sickbay, took the same route as Picard, but instead he went around the long way.
Well, is there a turbo lift directly in sickbay too, or do you have to walk down the hall to where the turbo lift is from sickbay?
It's possible that there might be a.
Okay.
I'm not 100% sure
Again,
where the
I
turbo
didn't
lift
have
ends
a
in
problem
sickbay.
with that whole moment where he was denied access to the bridge. I mean, in TNG,
I didn't have a problem with it, except for the fact that there seemed to be a quicker way to the bridge and the way he took.
Mhm.
And of course, the Defiant didn't have a turbo lift access to the bridge because
Yeah, not every.
Yeah, everything
Defiant
was
was
on
every
deck.
ship.
Yeah.
Defiant wasn't built for that. It was just built as a little war machine.
Well, the Defiant, I think the bridge was on the same. It had more on the deck than just the bridge. It was you had doors, and things, and when you only have 3 decks high at the most, do you need a turbo lift? I think a ladder well is just fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so it doesn't appear that the turbo lift ends in sick bay. You've got to come into sick bay from outside. So, yeah, the turbo lift is right outside.
I mean, guys, the show is not perfect. I mean, I've stated the things I don't like about it, but generally speaking, I'm enjoying the show. Whereas other Secret Hideout productions, I have not. That's I don't think it's the best thing I've ever seen. I don't think that it's I wouldn't use the word great. I've been using the word good, not great. But if we don't acknowledge improvement, then we're the trolls that people say.
Oh, I've
But if
acknowledged
you
that
don't
it's
see that improvement, that's the thing.
Yeah.
None
Okay,
of us
I'm
see
seeing it.
that
I'm
improvement.
seeing improvement, and I'm pointing it out, and it's getting dismissed out of hand. It's in circular. argument.
I think it has improved from total absolute garbage of Discovery to just not the best track writing we've ever seen.
Right.
and I also did
Mediocre
say the
track.
third episode was better than the first two. The first two were just meh.
Yeah,
Boring.
I agree.
I still have a hard time not wanting to fast forward through Rafi's
Oh,
parts.
well, yeah, at least Worf is keeping those scenes alive. I mean,
My biggest complaint on episode 3 was the whole back and forth between Rafi and Worf, where he starts off acting like he doesn't want her around at all and everything else, then just boom, all of a sudden we're partners. That was stupid as shit.
mhm.
But I'm not going to complain about Worf wanting to give her tea instead of prune juice, because
Well, only he likes prune juice. He recognizes that it's not a popular drink amongst humans. I mean,
I still do complain, though, that Worf should not look the way he does. He's not even mid-life of a Klingon, so he shouldn't be all white-haired yet.
Yeah.
Klingons lived to what, 200 years? Worf's maybe 70 at this point.
I agree completely. However, as somebody pointed out to me, Worf was aged up in All Good Things and nobody complained. So I
And
kinda
also we
gotta
saw
backwash a little.
Alexander go from being a toddler to being a teenager in like the span of like 3 years. So
Could be that
you
Klingon
know,
quicker,
they age differently, you know.
but
Yosef says Mr. Landau will like the show once it turns 60. He'll even play it on his channel. Wait for it.
Okay, Joseph. Keep thinking like that.
And now Richie and JP's are both throwing out the idea that Worf dyed his hair.
Oh, you know.
it could be Worf decided to become a vegan just like Michael Dorn did, and that's why he's prematurely aging.
It might also be a disguise. You know, there's this other race that we don't know the name of, at least I don't know the name of, that has been in Star Trek a lot. The helmsman of the Saratoga in Star Trek 4 looked almost like a Klingon with white hair. You had Kurtwood Smith played a president in Undiscovered Country that was this race that looked like that too. I'm thinking it might just be a something of a disguise in some way.
Or maybe Worf is really Odo.
Well,
Dun,
we'll
dun,
see.
dun.
Or maybe they just fucked up on the creation of his makeup. Since everybody else is old and decrepit, they have to make Worf old and decrepit too.
He seems pretty flexible to me. I mean,
if you haven't noticed it, okay. Picard moves like an old man. Everybody moves like their age. So that's another big problem I have with this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is the future. A 90-year-old should get around more like a 60-year-old does today.
Yeah. Well, they're having babies at 70, so yeah.
My biggest problem was when they killed Picard originally, they should have got a different actor, younger one, put him in the android body.
Yeah, that guy that plays the son would have been perfect. But no, I think that the makeup choice for Worf was based on, and I keep forgetting the guy's name, Mai Pei or Pei Mai, a character from Kill Bill, where it was a young man playing an older man. So he had a few wrinkles and things, but he had the long white mustache and hair and stuff.
Yeah,
that's what they were kind of going for. But he wasn't Asian. When you looked at his face, it was a young man playing him. It was very, that's what they were going for there.
Apparently, the species is Efrosian.
Well, why don't they just call it an Efrosian and not a Klingon? If that's see how they fuck with your emotions with this shit.
Oh.
And if you look at Worf
how dare they give them the things we've been asking for? How dare they?
Actually, though, if you look at Worf closely,
yeah,
Worf's ridges on his nose were much more profound in every other series except this one. There's barely anything there.
Yeah. Well, I think they wanted to also keep the makeup, cut corners where they could to keep Dorney happy. I mean, he
didn't want to go through.
He doesn't like that makeup stuff. Yeah. Although he at one point did pitch a Worf series, after Enterprise went away, before everything went to pot. But so he would have been willing to come back as Worf if he got the lead in a series. But
granted, I am happy he doesn't look like a Klingon now.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, they. I'm surprised some of you guys aren't bitching about that. Yeah.
I'm just happy they ain't got any Klingorks.
Yeah.
There's nothing to bitch about. Now, if they
I
start
did-
trying to bring them in and try to use the line they did with the Romulans, well, Romulans in the North look different than the South. That
Yeah.
would be kind of stupid.
That would be terrible. Yeah. 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 One of the things I thought would have been interesting is if Worf would have shown up with TOS style makeup. You know, you really fuck with people, you know. But you know, the one character I'm not looking forward to seeing again is Deanna Troi, simply because Marina Sirtis is so
Well, we
insufferable. We
got
got a scene
her
of
briefly in
Yeah.
season, in
and
the
she was
third
annoying as
episode.
hell to me. I mean, I can see why Rager didn't want to come home. You know, it's like,
She turned fishwife on his ass.
Hopefully,
man.
they just regulate her to that scene where she was on the.
oh,
You
she's gonna be on there. In the trailer, they show her confronting Riker physically. So you know, it's yeah. But I mean, they kept her snowy enough so that you couldn't. You know, they really kind of cut corners there. I mean, the de-aging they used on the two actors in Guinan's bar there was pretty light. You know, they colored Riker's hair and stuff, and but then when she came on the screen, it was distorted enough so that they could get away without having to do the de-aging on her. So I don't mind it when Star Trek cuts corners a little bit, as long as they can make a story out of it. You know.
And I'm still pissed that they killed Q off last season.
Yeah, well, that was the old regime.
There's a difference between this regime and the other one.
Well, yeah, Terry Matalas is the showrunner. He wasn't in the last two seasons.
Could have
It's
fooled
kind
me.
it's kind of like when Manny Koto took over Enterprise. You could tell the show got measurably better once Brennan and Braga were taken off to the active showrunner duties, and this other guy who actually was a fan of Star Trek started calling the shots. Then we started getting an actual prequel where you could see Enterprise sort of slowly becoming TOS, the proper TOS too, not you know, Secret Hideout TOS.
I'll be damned. It could have fooled me. But then, you know, it's like day late, couple dollars short anyway. So
Yeah.
it's another reason why it's not just so great and wonderful, you know.
And I am actually looking forward to seeing season 2 of Strange New Worlds. Just because I like Carol Kane. I want to see what she does with her character.
I do want to find out what happens to Una too. I mean, they might write her off the show. Who knows? But yeah,
I think she'll be back.
I thought it was kind of dumb to all of a sudden make her an augment. You know, but
Morning,
especially
Jeremy.
when you've got an ancestor of Khan there that should, you know, should be at least a little bit superhuman. You know.
I could care less about Strange New Worlds. That whole concept is strange, if you ask me.
Yeah.
They know about the Gorn before Kirk. Okay, the first person to actually fight a Gorn.
Right.
Well, yes, it does have a whole bunch of screw ups like the whole
Mhm.
T'Pring shit too. But
Well, I honestly think they should just say that they're doing their own thing, and that frees them up. You know, kind of like how
It's too late for that. Okay, it's
well, they
way
should.
too-
I
it's
mean,
too late for that now.
everybody knew they were. That's what they were doing anyway, just by looking at the shows, and them insisting that it's in canon just doesn't work when you're not making anything visually line up, and you're not bothering to connect the dots.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where they say one thing, but they're really doing this other thing, and
Mhm.
that's how I've learned to accept it at this point. But
See, at least
yeah.
TNG, when it was announced that they were making a show, at least they came out and said, "This is not the Star Trek your parents watched."
right,
They
right,
at least early on, before we
Mhm.
saw one frame of footage,
Yep.
and they drove that home. Okay,
Mhm. Yeah.
they're doing this. They are running to people. This is what the fans want, and I'm like,
Mhm.
no, it's
Mhm.
not.
Mhm.
Okay, now that's
Yeah.
not a Gorn, and nobody
Mhm.
knows the freaking Gorn exists now.
Yeah.
Okay, even the augment shit. Okay, no,
Yeah.
that is wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look
The,
at the damn timelines that were established.
Mhm. Yeah.
At least Enterprise did it at least a little bit more smart.
Well, they made mistakes, but what the big difference is when they made mistakes, they admitted they made mistakes to the
And
fandom.
they attempted to try to correct them.
Yeah, they're trying to correct them, and this show just says, no, we didn't make any mistakes. You're an idiot. That's how they react.
That's what it's been. I mean, even
Yeah.
now,
Mhm.
I'm seeing that even now with well, look, here's a member berry. Shut up.
It's like Discovery should have had no dealings with the Mirror Universe whatsoever. Because that
Agree.
was another thing that was discovered during
Right.
Kirk's era.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Right. Yeah. No cloaking devices of any kind, things like that. Now, to be fair, Enterprise did screw that pooch too, but again, it was in the process of being fixed before the show ended. But yeah,
And at least Enterprise's Mirror Universe episodes made sense because it had nothing to do with the Prime
Yeah.
Universe. It was
Yeah, they
all...
they didn't cross over. Yeah.
Mhm.
the only crossover they had was from TOS because of the Defiant coming back in time
That's
to
true.
explain that.
Yeah. Right.
So that did make sense.
I didn't have a problem with Phlox having a Tribble in his menagerie of animal remedies as well. Because it was just one of many things he had in there, and it wasn't wasn't a huge deal.
And not many was going to remember Phlox
Mhm.
in Kirk's era anyway, because he was more
Yeah.
like a voodoo doctor compared to most, because he used all these
Mhm.
animals and plants.
Yeah, he was a civilian doctor, and he had a totally different way of doing what he did than any other doctor we'd seen before at that point. So yeah, that's fine. And I don't know that a ship encounters an alien, and suddenly everybody in Starfleet is an expert on that alien. I don't know that that's true either. There's a lot of need to know structure there, and if, for example, the Enterprise crew were unfamiliar with tribbles when they first saw them, but yet an Enterprise had a tribble on it before. It was one of those ideas where I was like, okay, I can buy that. That's fine. But
No.
for Lorca to have a full-blown skeleton of a Gorn in his office, along with a couple of tribbles sitting on his desk, making the noise and stuff, that's what you call a member berry, because it doesn't have anything to do with the plot of the story at all. It's just there for you to be distracted by. And I think that in the new show, these aren't member berries as much as they are just parts of the atmosphere that we're familiar with, trying to communicate to us that this is a familiar environment. It's like Beverly Crusher having a suitcase that has the name Jack Crusher on it. Lieutenant Commander Jack Crusher, her husband's case. It would make sense for her to have that. It would not make sense for the Discovery captain to have a Goran skeleton in his office. It just, yeah.
That's kind of creepy anyway, having a sentient race skeleton in your office when you're not even a doctor. You could see
Yeah.
maybe a doctor having one for research purposes or instructional
Oh, yeah.
purposes.
Yeah, a classroom with a skeleton in it. Who hasn't seen that? But for Lorca to have that, it was a little bit too badass, and Richie Poole. Oh dear, you're a goner now, Richie Poole.
You're a goner, Richie.
All right, I'm gonna go get some breakfast though. Thanks for having me, Deej. I will
No problem,
see you guys
Darren.
later. Thanks a lot.
And I'll give one more positive for Strange New Worlds. At least they have a lit bridge.
Yeah, you can see it.
Yeah.
You can actually see what the hell you're doing on the bridge of the Enterprise on that.
Actually, in this third episode, you could see the lights do go up. That when they get hit, the lights get brighter, and when they're getting attacked, the brightness actually increases. For a few seconds, there was some really nice shots of the bridge and the hallways, but then once they stop getting attacked, the brightness goes way down.
Well, they were drawing the extra power to light the bridge from weapons fire.
Yeah, I guess. The ship needs
And
more
I'm
energy.
still gonna bitch about this stupid hole in space bullshit weapon.
Yeah, that's lack of creativity right there.
Or the whole fact that, well, they wanted to catch Jack alive, but now all of a sudden they're just going to destroy them all.
Yeah. Yeah, they're just completely inconsistent.
So there. Now I've turned into Doomcock, I guess. Go ahead and call me that, folks. Except I don't live at the center of the earth. I don't have Harvey. And Mr. Londell, you are not the master of time, space, and dimension. That's the doctor.
Now, that actually comes from a Steve Martin joke.
I remember. I think I have that.
It's from the album Comedy Is Not Pretty.
Yep, Comedy Is Not Pretty. I have that album.
Oh, but do you have it on vinyl?
Yep.
Because I do.
Yep. I have 2 Steve Martin albums on vinyl. Comedy Is Not Pretty is one of them. I like his bit about the cat handcuffs. I gotta get me a pair of cat handcuffs and I gotta get them quick.
And then his story, The Cruel Shoes.
Yep. Turn your feet into possible directions and use razor blades to hold the toes in place.
The screams were incredible.
While he picked his banjo all through it.
For everybody scratching their head, look it up. It's probably on YouTube.
Yep. It's a good Steve Martin album where he does a lot of good comedy bits. Talks about a girl he dated that had the best pussy ever. Oh, come on now. I'm talking about her cat. Makes me sick right there. You can't say anything without people taking it dirty. All of a sudden, that cat was the best fuck I ever had. Anyway, I think I'm going to go and pull a Darren and go get something to eat too.
Yeah, I may as well rustle up some breakfast myself.
I'm eating right now.
I didn't say this was going to be a long stream today. We've hit 90 minutes.
Yeah,
It's good enough for a Saturday.
yeah, we've all bitched and moaned about the latest Trek train wreck. So
And I'm still trying to decide whether or not I want to see The Mandalorian or not.
It just seems so damn boring.
Hi, Cap. Great and most
But I'm
awesome.
always eating, Richie, eggs.
Hey,
Yeah, he's got that YouTube money. He can afford eggs, folks. Most of us peasants can't afford to go out and buy eggs anymore. We're peasants. As where
I've
Bird is the
trained
god
Sassy
emperor.
to steal eggs.
Is
That
that
might
why
be-
she was standing up on her hind legs? Was she was looking
Yeah,
out
she was
for
a good girl.
eggs?
She was on the lookout for eggs.
Mama Prey opens the door out. Sassy goes after the eggs, comes back. LDG's here right when I'm getting ready to shut down.
of course.
Good morning, Captain.
Good morning.
Right, eggs are.
Yeah, what happened? What did I miss?
Who
Who ran off Darren?
We all
just went to
did.
go have lunch.
Who do I owe a coffee to?
I think we all did. You know, just
All right, I'll send you all a coffee.
the constant bombardment. You know.
I'm even the poor man's Doomcock now.
You know,
Even
I
Richie
was
says
willing
so.
to. I was willing to give the season a chance till I found out I'm blocked by Terry Metalis. Why bother now?
See, I'm sensing a pattern here with this. Okay, you got there's just like 3 people now that have not even
Not commented on New Trek, on season 3. New Trek, yes, but not on Picard.
Okay, see the blocking out. So if Doomcock has been blocked by him, we have a definite pattern. It's like he's getting rid of all his critics.
Well, at least I got Robert Meyer Burnett still liking things I say to him, so I'm good there. He hasn't blocked me. And yes, Sir Germ, eggs are even going to go up even more. They're going to be, you're going to need a golden goose just to pay for an egg.
Yeah.
You'll need a 3rd job.
Fucking prices. But yeah, the economy's great, folks. The economy's great.
Yeah, if you live in bum Russia.
So what's everybody doing? We know Bird's going to stream.
I'm not streaming today.
You're not streaming on a Saturday?
I don't stream on
No.
Saturdays.
Um,
Sunday,
Oh,
I do
Underground will be open.
Twilight Zone.
I think Resolute's doing cartoons today, isn't he?
Yep.
And then at 3 o'clock Central Time, I'll be doing Mysterious Island. So for a watch
It's a good
party.
movie. That's a good movie.
Oh yeah, part of my tribute to Ray Harryhausen.
And Richie says, Bird of Prey today is Sunday.
Lies.
Come on, we can fool them sometimes, Richie, but not every day we can.
If tonight's Sunday, then I guess Deej or somebody's doing Jackbox.
Yeah, it should be named that tune tomorrow night. As far as I know, we're still on for the name that tune tomorrow. Hey, Hungar. Hey, Hungar. Na 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 na. Hey, Jude. I went on a stream yesterday and got that stuck in his head. Now he's gonna tell me to fuck off or something. Because he flipped me off yesterday when I did it. I was just waiting for it. Come on, Hungar. You know you want to do it. Oh, I'm a bastard today.
That's not really a bad song to have stuck in your head for a little while.
No, it's not like I did Baby Shark do 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 Baby Shark. I would play the other song to get stuck in LDG's head, but he's actually at the computer, so he could leave.
Yeah, one that drove me nuts a few years back was Take My Breath Away.
When you're in a coma for 2 months and you hear Hey Jude over and over in your head, and just the Hey Jude part, it's a horrible thing to get stuck in your head.
It is. LGG's talking, but he has his mic muted, so we never heard
Not
what he
muted.
said.
I'm not talking. What are you talking about?
Oh shit. Deej, when I changed Shadow and Son's name to Bonehead and Son,
He forgot to change it back, didn't he?
and it followed him to another stream.
Yep. That's always fun to do too, because then they don't realize it until they go into somebody else's stream, and then they're like, "How the hell, like Bonehead?"
And nobody told him how to change it back. He had to figure it out.
Hey, Justin. I liked how you were reducing the sound on him so he could talk and nobody'd hear him.
Yeah.
I don't know the Canadian national anthem, 47 Yorktown. All I know is maple syrup, ma, maple syrup.
Oh, Canada, our true and
Oh, let's not go there again. Oh, God, Bird.
Yeah, I know. I was going to sign off, but no, we're still here because we have new people coming in, so we're still here.
I'm not staying that long. I just had to come in and call you a bastard.
Na 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 na. Hey, Jude.
Judy.
And you can't mute me today for doing it. Like he tried to do yesterday, and then he didn't realize I could unmute myself. Now, see, if you muted, I can't unmute you, but if you muted me, I could keep unmuting. That's the weird thing. It should be backwards on StreamYards, but it's not.
You guys are all cool except for you, Jim.
Justin says, fuck, he knows more of the Canadian anthem than I do. Ungar, stop outdoing the Canadians on their own anthem.
I do what I want. See?
That's true. Do what he wants. I may at some point today actually give The Mandalorian a chance and watch it. I'll see what the hell is up.
The first season was pretty good.
Well, yeah, with Gina.
Yeah.
Apparently, there's supposed to be some time jump here with season 3.
Then I ain't even gonna fucking bother with it. I couldn't even get into The Witcher because that time jump shit.
There's supposed to be some sort of a time jump between the time that he showed up on Boba Fett series and now. That's all I'm hearing, so I don't know. Apparently, Grogu went back, got some more training from Luke or something, and then
Because
Went
it is
back to the
delayed or some
Mandalorian.
shit.
supposed to be a couple of years or something. I don't know what. That's why I'm gonna watch the first episode, see if I can figure it out. And
All right, well, I'm going to bounce, guys.
yeah, I'm gonna go finally eat
Yep.
now and shit. And
Yeah.
I'm fucking tired. I think I'll take a nap.
I'm not tired. I took a nap yesterday afternoon, slept most of the damn day, got up for a couple hours, and slept the rest of the night. Woke up about
Cool.
6 o'clock this morning, and then goofed around catching up on videos early, and then started the stream. Well, let's see. What do we got to do? Oh, we got to do the
Hey,
normal
Gat.
thing.
Hey, Resolute. Hey, Richie. Well, I'm off.
Actually, we're
Hey,
going to do the extended version today.
That's it, Deej. You're fired.
Screw you! You're fired! Fire! Fire! You're fired! Fire! 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 You're fired!
PJ Odyssey, how can I be fired? I'm not one of your wrenches, LOL. You're fired from talking to me and being my friend and being on my channel. Get the hell out of here. Go on, you go on, get the hell out of here.